Good morning, folks. Back at the farm again, favourite place. I've been working on my van recently, getting it through MOT for a few bits and pieces that needed doing to it. Yeah, got it through now. The window wipers are packed up now, so that's the next job. So I've had a bit of a week, and yeah, I damaged the car at work. Yeah, it weren't my car, and it was at work, and sort of like, rather than getting insurance involved and all that, trying to make up a story, I just had to pay for it. So it's just another thing. I could have bought another combine, but there you go. Never mind. It's just one of them things you can't get away from. Sometimes accidents happen, and it's all right when it just so happened to happen to me. But there you go. Anyway, there's no point dwelling on it. It's happened now. So back at the farm today. I'm hoping that today's job is dragging the Super C out of the nettles, because I think that's what we're going to do. We need to sort of bring it a bit closer so we can we want to get the main shaft out. We'll just have a look at the main shaft, because that main drive shaft, the belt from the engine drives and the thresher clutches on the end, on this combine was obviously worn out, which I've shown in the videos. The chap who did knurled the end of the shaft for us to bring it back to shape, did it, but the front by the step of the shaft was crushing down, so it wouldn't hold shape. We can fit a sleeve on that if we need to. We're going to have a look at this shaft, because if the shaft's all right, we're going to use that and go from there. If this shaft's all right, and what we're going to do is keep the other one as a spare, we'll just tie the ends, put some baggage around the ends to make sure that it's protected, the threads and everything, and come a later date we've got another one. Yeah, so that's that basically. So that's today's job, I'm hoping. I mean, if not, there's plenty to do. We've got plenty to do. Time, it's amazing how time ticks on. It's the end of March now. April, May, June. We've got about 10 weeks, which we should do it. We've got enough time if we keep on going. But it literally, it only seems like the other day, like it didn't seem that long ago that I was thinking, we've got plenty of time, but we haven't. The combine's still in bits, but we will do it. But we need to, we can't just rest and just expect it to happen, because we'll be rushing around at the last minute. We don't want to do that, because that's when accidents happen. But anyway, I'll keep you informed. See you in a minute. That is our donor combine. It's a shame it was sat outside, really, because it would have been a nice combine. But yeah, it's a little bit sort of old and hacking now. We were going to move it, we were going to drag it out, but we decided not to. We've got that pulley there, that main shaft, so we've got to get that out. I think we've got to get this end up. The trouble is, that pulley is difficult to grab. There's nothing to grab hold of. On the other one, we got it off when I can't remember how we did it, but it come off easily because the bearings were loose, you see. But with this one, there's nowhere to sort of grab it. So anyway, we've got to improvise. We've got to see what we've got to do and go from there. Right, see you in a minute. It's one of the joys of doing these combines. We found, I didn't realise, because the other pulley on the other combine was easy to get off, this one isn't, which is a good sign for the condition of the shaft. But my tool set, my puller set, it won't reach the pulley, it won't reach round it to pull it off. So we're having to improvise. This is a new trick that I've not seen before, a chain. But here we go, hopefully it works. There we go, minor revelation. We pulled it off with a chain, so there you go, different. It was the only way it come off. We've got that space, so make sure we don't lose that. Where's that come from? That was on this side.
No, it was behind it.
Oh right, okay, there you go. Spot on. Let's have a look at this shaft. And it's good. Yep, good condition. That's nice. So, now we've got to figure out how we're going to get that end off. Which shouldn't be too difficult, actually, because, well, it might be difficult. Right, okay. So there is a plate bolts on there that holds it to the chassis, So what we'll do is take that plate off, and then the bearing can probably slide through, hopefully. So we'll see. Alright, see you in a second. It's a little bit windy down here now. Yeah, so we've got the flange off as well. We're going to leave that one on there because we ain't really got anything to pull out. The only other thing we could do is we could weld long rods that go through here and pull it out. See, it's actually been welded because it's cracked, but they've welded it up. It looks like a good shaft, this one. So we're going to take it out the other end because that'll slide through. So we just got to undo the fittings that end. Got hope to try and get them somehow. That one's broken already, look. We're might try and save that belt. It's not very good, but it might get us out of trouble because they're the hard ones to get. It's coming, bit by bit. You'll see it on the floor in a minute, hopefully. Just here. There we go. It's good. So there you go. It didn't take too long. Hours work, and we got ourselves a shaft. It was going to cost us a couple of £100 to repair the other one. So the other one will just stay as a spare. What these bearings are like. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, definitely be up for fitting new ones though. Right, there you go. Yeah, we're just giving it a clean down, but the surfaces that were worn on the other one is fine on this one by the look of it. Just steps out ever so slightly there for the bearing, but we've got a bearing there that fits inside the hydraulic variator ram. It's a ram with a hole in it. So it's a little bit grumbly. We put some grease in it. I think, fortunately with that one, it's not too difficult to change if we need to change it. But I think there's plenty of life left in it. I mean, that'll last years. It's different with the shaft bearings because we had to take them off anyway. You see, well, they had to come off to fix the shaft. So while they're off, we might as well change them. But I think you can fall into the hole of just changing stuff just because you can. And it just ends up being a massive amount of money, but that bearing will be alright, I'm sure. You know, it will last years, and we might even never change it. So yeah, looking good. Just a bit more cleaning to do, and hopefully we'll have a shaft in by the end of the day, which will be nice because it's one of the bigger jobs that needed doing, and then we can start putting all the other stuff back in behind it. So the fan hours in, and making sure all that sits nicely. And then, yeah, you know, there ain't much left in it. We might hopefully get to just have a look at the engine, but we'll have to crack on. Yep. There you go, nice smooth running bearings, it's ready to go in. Got that side done as well. That side there's a little bit of a gap, so we left the gap there so we can tap it to where we want it. Just about get it in and offer it up. That side goes right to the, oops, that side goes right flush to the thing there, which it isn't quite, but that'll be fine. Right, brilliant, spot on, looking good, nice and clean and that. So we've got a decent shaft, so yeah, one less thing to worry about. There you go, it's all ready to go in. Just about to feed that in the combine and bolt it all up again. Get everything all set up ready, the bolts in the right places and that. It's quite heavy to do, but just have to, yeah, get somebody in the other side and pull it through. Good. All looking good. We've done quite well today, really. Not got more than I was expecting to get done. Nice and smooth, look. Looking good. Smooth. That's in the right place, pretty much. This flange, that bolts the whole unit up. That's your adjuster for the variator belt. That flange, it's on slotted holes there. So this was originally actually straight this way, so the bolts were at the back of the slotted holes there. And then obviously this one, it's got to be free for when we put the belt on, we can tighten it up. Somebody had put an extra hole there. I don't quite know what they did with that. They must have they must have had a different belt on it or something. Or maybe they just, where the belt was getting a bit long in the tooth, so they extended that a bit maybe. So yeah, you can see there the holes there as well that they had for some reason, but you can see how that's not quite straight, because obviously the tension, the movement at the other end, but that's about in the right place as well. So you know, it sits where it wants to sit, and quite nicely. There was about a 6mm gap at the back, sort of the shoulder on the shaft. The bearing didn't quite meet up that side, but there you go. Just gonna put the bits on and do what we can, and then that's it for today. But we've got on quite well. There you go, look. Got to put a nut on there, but that mirrors damn it to where it used to be. Got to get them to line up, so, but we've still got movement on these bolts. And there you go. We've got another that auger I took out the other day. Don't think we'll fit that this year, but we might do another year. Don't think it's a massive problem, but there you go. Look, nice clean pulley, smooth as a baby's bum. Yeah, nice one. Pretty successful day, I was saying all. That moves in and out. Spot on. Yeah. So that's a fairly big job out of the way. Yeah, happy with that. So bit by bit, hopefully pretty much most weekends, and now the clock's moving, I can come down in the afternoons after work as well. Just frees up time if I need to do stuff at the weekend and that. So yeah, it's looking good. So there you go. Right, see you later.